Okay, yes, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Pro Talks. This is your host, Gaurav Tripathi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of SuperPro.ai. And to those who are joining us live and to those who are going to watch the recorded version later on YouTube, very good evening or good morning, good afternoon, whenever whenever you are watching this. But yeah, we are back with another edition with another amazing Super Pro. And today we have got a Super Pro who has again worn multiple hats in his life. So from being a CA financial professional to being an author and an entrepreneur and whatnot. So we'll find out what all he's been up to, what led to him reaching where he is, and we'll learn more about his life and his journey. Yeah. So I think we see already people have joined, and there are more who will be joining. Let's start. So over to you, Shami. Uh, let's start with your brief introduction.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Gaurav, for having me here on the show. I was quite excited for being here. I've seen a couple of your videos already. And first of all, congratulations for this digital platform, which is going to enable a lot of people, sharing their wisdom, sharing their expertise across the world seamlessly, specifically in this kind of situation when traveling is restricted, people cannot do their jobs, they can do everything from comfort of their home. Thank you so much for having me here in first few episodes. That's an achievement. So, okay, by profession, I am a chartered accountant. But yeah, it's only by profession. So I don't do anything typically what the chartered accountants do. So if you find that, okay, I must be doing filing the returns, I would be doing, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in those things. Unfortunately or fortunately, I have this degree. So,
You
but
know,
this is a kind
good
of
to know
tool
that.
for me. Yeah, so this is kind of tool for me to, do a lot more. This is not the limit, rather this is one of the tools. So to start with, see, I had been a very normal student. I have done my plus two with science. All of a sudden, I jumped into commerce in BCom. So a
Wow.
different world, a different planet, not even getting what is debit, what is credit. And then fascinated by CA, finding all them around. I thought, okay, let's start this as well. But yeah, so eventually, somehow I got very good mentors from very, initial stages when I was studying. So people have helped me a lot in terms of getting grip on most technical stuffs, which people find out. And it would not have been possible if those mentors, would not have helped me at that point of time. So I have very high regards for those people who have actually helped me out in those times when actually a science student studying physics, chemistry, mathematics, all of the sudden jumps and doing a ledger entry, debit, credit, and cash flow, fund flow, altogether a different world. But yeah, so that was all about, in terms of studying. So that time, of course, I had a transition phase wherein I have learned that, okay, transition is somewhere very important for getting a person, diversified in his life as well. So I did CA in 2012 somehow, and but I started working even well before that. So I was working for a couple of companies since 2005. Last 15 years, I had been working with almost 7 industries in every time in a different profile. So sometimes it's a system, sometimes it's shared services, outsourcing, transitions, but not typical a CA work, I would say, even after having the qualification. Most recently, I had been working with a shared service of a UAE group of companies, which was listed in London Stock Exchange, and I was working as a business CFO for them. So it was all going good, but there was always, a hidden desire that, okay, what I'm doing for the larger world, what I'm doing for people, a lot of people who have helped me in the journey. I'm actually not doing much for others in the same way. I'm not returning the favor back. So there was always a desire to get into startups, get into a practice, get into a model wherein I can help masses. I can help people to build their journey. I can help people who are falling down. So I thought of, okay, moving out of this. And then at that point of time, I started setting up my own venture, which is Charter Times. We'll talk about it later. And simultaneously, one thing I have felt, across my 15 years with the industry, specifically with the finance people, with the corporate professionals, they don't have time to upskill themselves. They don't have time to gain new skills, and still there is a pressure to keep gaining the new skills if you want to step up the ladders. If you have to do something in life, you have to get promotions, you have to get increments, you have to get recognitions. You are expected to upskill yourself, but how much time you are left with when you are doing a full-time job? So
Very true.
that was one of the, biggest pain I have felt with my teams, with other teams as well. So fortunately, I was wherever I was there in place, I always focused on getting people who have, potential to do something instead of, looking at their mark sheet, how much scores they have got, or how which academy they have, went into. It actually doesn't matter when you have experience of 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. All matters is how practical you are at the work. It doesn't matter how many you got 100 out of 100 in the paper if you cannot, execute in a practical terms.
No, I agree
So I
completely.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, so I have individually upskilled a lot of people wherever I found an opportunity within my team, outside my team, through different tools, whatever I could get access to, and got a lot of like-minded people who are actually having the same kind of passion to help people out. But only thing is they don't get opportunity. The second challenge which I found, during this journey of 15 years of industry, the corporate people do not have any kind of desire for networking. They don't find it fruitful. They think, okay, it's life. It's only personal life or a work life, nothing else. It's work-life balance. That's it. There is no benefit of getting like-minded people together, brainstorming ideas, or getting, thinking about their own future and planning it well, giving some time to it. So most of the time they are busy with either doing the office work or at the home. But so unless they are in sales or marketing, or they are in their own practice, or they have their own interest. But this is where, this is one of the reasons, some people I found out, they're quite good in terms of potential, but they never get an opportunity to take it out.
Hmm.
And they retire, as an employee, again with the same financial burden, nothing happening different, in their life. So I thought of getting similar people across the planet. So fortunately, I have traveled to more than 15 countries. So I have so many friends all over the countries. So I was always talking to them. I was taking their opinion, and they all are at the same page. It doesn't matter you are sitting in India or in the United States or any part of Europe. It's all together same. So everyone has some kind of informal networks. For example, you should have 6, 7, 10 friends wherein you are talking your ideas, you discuss with them, they say, okay, this is good, this is not good, or at least
Hmm.
you do some brainstorming. I had similar kind of network. But what we need is, actually you need a larger network. You need because now the things are getting universal, specifically in finance, in
Shami,
economics.
we'll come back to it again. Now I
Yeah,
want to go back and ask
yeah.
you. So
Fingers crossed.
what prompted you really to think beyond CA? Because I have a lot of friends who are CA, and
Okay.
so of course I like the part wherein you said that okay, yes, I studied CA, I became a CA, but I chose not to do that, not to pursue that. It was same like okay, yeah, I studied aerospace engineering, but I never I never went into that. But
Right.
what prompted you? Yeah, what prompted you not to pursue that path, or when did you realize that this is not what you really want to do?
Yeah, to be frank, I have not left it behind. CA is still with me, and it helps me a lot in terms of when I'm, taking any assignments. I'm helping people, doing whatever in my life, in personal or professional. Only thing is, sometimes we have inner belief, which gets so strong. We say, okay, we have done engineering, we have done mechanical engineering, so we'll only do the mechanical engineering jobs in my whole life. I
True.
cannot do anything else. So if I've done a CA, that means there is inner belief and larger perception around you. Your parents, your neighbors, your relatives, your friends. Okay, so if you have done a CA, you are expected to do certain things, in a straight line method. You have to do some returns, you have to do some accounting, you have to do similar set of jobs.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have people in your family and friends who would say, "अरे यार मेरा return file करा देना."
Exactly. So that's where, that's the difference. Actually, the thing where I got inspired for this, for thinking out of the box, is not actually because of my study. To be frank, when I ventured out, in Europe, what I learned is those people, Europeans specifically across the planet, which I have realized, they're not very much, keen about education. They're not very much keen about degrees. They're not very much passionate about getting very good marks. But all they're good about is whatever they do with their heart, and they can venture out anything if they are passionate about it. So that's where I thought, okay, what will I get if I would have been doing a traditional practice? Probably I would have a very handsome amount in my bank account. Probably there could be very good clients. But what I'm making I mean, am I able to make a difference to the society? Am I able to make a difference to the life of people? Because there are almost 1,000 people like me with CA degree who are doing the similar things. How much difference I can make out of it? So that's where, okay, I thought of, let's do something differently. It's not that I'm not doing CA things. Still, my venture, which is there, it's actually needs lot of expertise in finance. Then only you can help out. I'll talk about it later. I'll just keep the suspense till now. But definitely in a better way, in a way where people are not trying to explore, in a way when pandemic is taking a lot of companies down, economies down, people's life down. Actually, they need people like us, who come forward, who help them out to stand back again. So, so those are the things. It's mix of social emotions, a lot of practical experiences. It's not one day decision. It's a lot of practical experiments, I would say.
Okay. So, will I be right in saying that your experiences, especially when you traveled overseas in Europe and so on, those experiences what shaped you and made you realize that you can go beyond the set path of a CA?
Not only that, see, I was born in a place where, in a population of 1 million, maximum you can find 4 to 5 chartered accountants as of date. I can guarantee in a population of 1 million. Okay, my college was somewhere 25 kilometers without any public transport. I'm not going to name that here live, but I came from that place, where there was no electricity, where there was no other facilities, no medical facilities. I came out from that place, so I have that experience in my life. 10 years I've experienced that rigorous, efforts, what people are doing, not only me, there are a lot of people who are coming out of it, you know. Then I spent almost 15 years in Delhi. I have seen the life around there, how a metro city behaves, how it works. Then it's overseas experience, working with those people, living with those people, and getting those experiences. So actually, when you get this kind of different experiences in your life, you can make out, you can find your passion, where you want to go, where you can help the humanity, or where you can help the people at a larger scale, and there's no limit, trust me. When I was there in that small town, I was thinking, okay, this is the limit. Okay, I have my college 20-25 kilometers away, there's no electricity, all these kind of problems are there around me. But was that a limit? No. I could stay in Delhi. Well, I could do jobs for the HSBC like of companies, top 10 companies of the world. I could work on all together on all different countries, at par with them, even doing better sometimes. So that was not a limit. Actually, it's a limit inside us. It's our inner belief which holds us back. Okay, this is our limit. So when you do a CA, it's our inner belief which says, no, you can only do the returns. You can only do the accounting. Come on. It's all fictitious. Come out of it, and there is a larger world to work for.
Yeah, I see. That's a good message to all the aspiring CAs out there, or even the CAs, that yeah, you're not limited just what you're supposed to be doing. You can do much more.
Exactly.
Good. So, um, so I saw, on profile and everything, everywhere you've been writing best-selling author. Yeah.
Yes.
How did that happen? Where does that come from? All of a sudden, you you had a dream one night and you said, okay, एक book लिखते हैं, or what happened exactly?
Yeah, as you said, no, it's one of the miracles keep happening with me. I don't know how. There is some extra blessings from somewhere. So a village guy, not even knowing the full form of the CA, become a chartered accountant one fine day. Similarly, I thought of, as I said, I try to help people in jobs, people in corporate profession, who don't have time. So usually there is topic called International Financial Reporting Standards. So it covers how you should do the accounting across the world. So that is a kind of guidance document, kind of a Bible for all the companies who are operating in multinational scenarios. Gaurav, are you still there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your camera went off.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah. So, so that is a topic which is very vast in terms of if you find a book on that topic anywhere, you find it minimum in 1,000 pages, running out of it. So if you ask a practical accountant who is working in a full-time job, 9 to 6, when does he get a time to read this 1,000 pages book? And that 1,000 pages is getting changed almost every year. There are a lot of revisions, lot of amendments. So if you read it today, you have to read it again. So then I thought of, okay, I was trying to revise the concepts on my own. And then I realized, do I have time to read this whole, bunch of papers? No. Then, okay, I thought, okay, this should be a problem for everyone. I spoke to a couple of people and they said, oh, seriously, we know only 2 standards or 3 standards, 5 standards, which are useful for us. We cannot, remember everything at a time. And there are more than 50 standards there for each topic, for each industry. That is very diversified. I thought of, okay, this is a universal problem in that case. So to as many people I spoke, everyone had the same problem. They knew maximum 5 to 10. Maximum was 10. I thought, okay, let's solve this problem. What I did is, many people have already studied while doing the CA or while doing the job with the companies or at any part of the life. I thought, okay, let's summarize it. That was a kind of new initiative, in less than 100 pages. That was my target. So there was no such book available across the world on that topic in less than 100 pages. So somehow it took me more than 3 months, full-time efforts actually to do it, because since I was doing it already for myself, because tomorrow I need to go back again to refer this. Similar problem can happen to someone else as well. I thought of making it available for everyone else as well. And that's how it came to the publishing. And to be frank, I have never expected this to go that, long, getting bestseller, because I don't think any of the accounting book in the history of Amazon has got #1 best-selling. I don't know if anyone is interested in reading accounting book to that extent that make it bestseller.
True.
So that kind of a miracle happened to me, which was
when was that? When did the book come out?
Last month. It's in August itself.
Just now. Wow.
So within 2 days, yeah. Somehow I just checked it out. In fact, I was not expecting it. Somehow I checked it out. I thought, okay, it should be somewhere. And then I realized, wow, it's #1. So, but seriously, I mean, I'm not happy for getting it bestseller but I'm happy that even 1,000 people get a chance to read this book and they can improve their knowledge. That will be a real success for me.
Good. I think this is again a good lesson for everybody out there. Whatever problem you are facing, just try solving that, and
for everyone.
you never know.
Yeah,
that a lot of people like you would be facing this problem, and maybe you end up solving a problem for a lot of people, which will help them.
Universal problem, exactly.
Great. Cool. Okay, so author part is done. That happened recently. Okay, good. What about this? The newspaper that you have come up with. I heard Chartered Times. The thought that came to my mind, oh, it's like Times of India. So Times of India for Chartered Accountant. Is it a newspaper?
Not really. It's a newspaper, but it's more of a knowledge sharing platform and experience sharing platform only. So it was a monthly journal 10 years ago when we launched it, actually.
Oh, wow.
But we have not done much, and so a couple of friends all together came up with an idea to share all the updates with, everyone.
And it's for chartered accountants, right?
Exactly. So it's not only for chartered accountants, but for cost accountant. I mean, everyone in finance profession
Oh,
specifically.
okay.
At
Okay.
that point of time, that was the vision for us, because we could not think beyond it. So that name was there, all the goodwill was there, a lot of I mean very good people were connected to it. So one of the ex president of our institute was there with us. One of the very prominent teacher was there with us. So there are a lot of people were attached to this particular initiative 10 years back. Then I thought of starting this new venture, wherein, as I said, it's more of you know solving two problems. One was, as I said, people in our industry, in corporate finance, corporate profession, be it HR or be it HR still does something, but all other professionals, engineers or whoever, they're not bothered about how many connects they have, how much synergies they are creating. They're all bothered about the job, day-to-day job, the performance rating of in the job, and the how much increment they are getting, how much bonuses are they getting. That's it. That's the end of the life. That's the ultimate goal for them.
Okay.
They don't actually realize the potential they can earn. They can, not only in terms of money, but in terms of lot of other benefits as well. When they go for a networking, they utilize the networking. It's well within everyone's, right? It's not something you can buy from the market, the networking skills, but you have to try, you have to explore on your own. So all these people usually have 5 to 6 people close network, wherein they know everything about each other. When they go out of it, they think this is the world, this is the limit. So if I'm thinking of an idea today, I'll discuss with 5 of my close friends. They'll say, oh, brilliant idea, it will rock, it will do anything. Let's start the company. They'll do everything for it. But actually, they're not bothered to look out. As soon as you look out of the window, you'll find 10 other startups doing the same thing.
So Chartered Times, you are saying, is an attempt to bring this community of accountants together, is it?
Yeah, so that is one of the vision we have. We have two visions at large.
Okay.
So one vision is to bring all the finance professionals together formally on one platform from different countries, different industries. For example, if I have to do something in Italy tomorrow, or you have to register a company in Spain, I have my startup here. I don't need to really, look back in Spain or Italy that who is the person who can do it for me or where I should contact. Actually, we have someone available every point of time who can help us, at least a group, whoever is there.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, we're more than 100 people who are connected, well connected and helping each other in terms of businesses. Of course, it's financial as well as non-financial. In terms of a lot of other initiatives. So if somebody has a startup which is for social benefits, it is for humanity, they are all together on the same page. And whatever benefits and other things are coming, we are all sharing. So it's kind of a group of people with like-minded visions. That is one. So networking. Second, which is a very big part, which I actually want to highlight through this beautiful platform. Nowadays, you must have noticed many companies. I mean, more than 50% of the SMEs, at least, small and medium enterprises, they're about to die. Actually, about to die. That is the correct word. They need a life support system. They need oxygen. Similar to a person infected by COVID, there are organizations which are severely getting affected by the COVID. Because there are many of them, you name any of the industry, travel industry, retail industry, there are a lot of industries which are completely gone. Because their shutters are closed. They cannot do any business. They don't have any top line. They don't have revenues. It's getting difficult for them to pay the salaries of the employees who are there. So either people are getting, retrenched, or they're getting a pay cut. They're not able to meet their regular expenses. So many people who had some cash reserves, drawn out the FDs, drawn out the savings, and managing it. But they are all on their toes now. It cannot last any longer.
Very true.
So that is one of the area wherein I felt, and that's one of the reasons, why I quit the job. I came into this at this moment, because everyone, if you have a startup, you understand the pain, you understand the efforts, how much we make to build it. It takes years, it takes sleepless nights, it takes a lot of our savings and everything else together to build a startup, to build a company. There's one external factor which is causing this pandemic, and it's getting everything down overnight. It's creating this dream into a nightmare. The usual dream is to compete with companies like Google, Microsoft, and whatever you name. That's everyone's goal in somewhere in the distant vision. But where they are going is probably they are drained completely and now they are falling down, and that ends to nothing. They cannot even have courage to start something else. So it's very important. It's actually very alarming situation for the economy. So what I have noticed, see, all the big companies, all the big Fortune 500, or you name any of the top companies anywhere in the world, they always have strategies. They always have right people to do the right jobs, in the companies. They do not take everything on their own head. So there is not one person who is doing everything. One person is doing sales, one person is same person is doing accounting as well, doing, everything from A to Z. Usually they have departments, they have strategies, they have enough money, they have enough systems, to weather this kind of storms, whatever is coming through pandemic. When it comes to the SMEs, there are two major reasons. One, they cannot afford to have experts for everything. They cannot hire a full-time CFO, a full-time CIO, a full-time CTO, a full-time CEO. Sorry, it's not possible. They don't have enough fund for that. Sometimes, even if they have affordability, that's not important for them. So usually, since they are less experienced, including us, we are also a startup founders, what we look at our top line majorly, that how we can increase the revenue, how we can get more customers, how we can onboard more customers. What gets neglected here is the top line, the bottom line. So if you are increasing your top line, every day, but your bottom line is also increasing the same in a same ratio or even a bigger ratio, will you get any net margin there? Answer is no. So the thing which is get ignored is the cost optimization part, is the automation part, is the part where they could control the cost and still deliver the quality services to the customer. So when they are focusing on the top line, there should be someone who should be focusing on the bottom line as well, and then only you get the ultimate result out of it. So that whole concept is somewhere missing in all these SMEs. It's not their fault. See, this is how we had been operating, and this is not a model of failure. Most of the companies have come out of it and they build big empires, but they have never seen COVID kind of pandemic as well. That's true.
Yeah, true.
This is one of our generation, kind of pandemic. So at this point of time, what they need to have is, first of all, they have to hold back their balances, they have to control their financials, and they have to manage their expenses. Bottom line, because top line is anyways compromised. If you cannot open your shop, how can you sell it, right? So the revenue is somewhere compromised already by God's grace. What you can only do is manage your bottom line, so at least the ratio should remain there. At least you save whatever you can save. You should automate the things, you should outsource the things, you should find out. I cannot say there is a shortcut which you can imply. Depending on industry to industry, companies to companies, what is suiting you, what is good for you. So that's where we thought, okay, there's lot of awareness, lack of awareness in terms of what should I do if I'm an entrepreneur.
How are you using Chartered Times to increase this awareness?
Now I'll come to it. So see, hiring a full-time CFO is shit expensive for anyone. It's going to make a big hole in the pocket of any founders, especially at this moment when the revenue is compromised. What we have come up, it's not a new plan. There's already a trend in global market to have a shared CFO kind of concept, wherein a couple of expert people are guiding SMEs, analyzing their business, finding out the agility, how much agility they have, what can be changed in their business model. When I talk about CFO, it's not only looking at their ledgers. It's also talking about their operating model, their cash flow forecast, their future economic benefits, how sustainable it is, the products are. So they have part-time experts, which is called shared CFO or virtual CFO in common world. And those people will dedicate time, they will study your business, they will find out what you can do at this moment. And that model is giving minimum 40% saving for each of the SME. That's what we have tested and tried. Minimum 40%. So if you are spending today $1 million on your commitments, whatever commitments it has, it actually come to 600,000. That is the minimum commitment we found out through a study. Now, if this company is somewhere located in Europe or somewhere in the USA, those kind of locations, it has even bigger potentials. It can even bring, you can bring it down below 50,000, more than 50% savings. Because there are a lot of opportunities wherein you can find out the low-cost locations, you can find low-cost automation skill sets, companies who are doing it for you in a shared environment, and you have to opt for it. You have to choose between dying and surviving. That's the question now. So that's where Charter Times is helping companies, helping SMEs. I mean, couple of SMEs we have already got on board. So who are actually not in, not able to survive anymore. So we are studying their model, what they are doing. We are going to help them out to optimize their processes, optimize their bottom line, and they are working on for the top line. So as soon as the pandemic is over, they will have a edge in terms of competencies against their competitors. They will have a better market share. They will have a most efficient process. So that's the another initiative we have taken through Charter Times with help of our all global partners.
Interesting. So how do people make use of Chartered Times? As a SME, how do I get in? What do I get? How's it like?
Well, there are a couple of ways they can use it. So, see, as I said, we have started with knowledge sharing. So there is one arm which is still focused on the knowledge sharing. So we have a couple of partners who are dedicated on sharing the latest developments in the finance industry, in the corporates, in regulations and other stuff through our channels, through our website. There are a couple of people who are, when they look inside, they find, okay, I'm interested in networking. Probably I need a partner in this so-and-so country for this. Maybe there is a purpose. They have something on the table. So they always approach us saying, okay, do we have someone in this particular country for this expertise?
Interesting.
We connect them directly. Third, when a SME is not able to understand what is happening to them, most of the cases actually they are not able to even analyze the situation. So in that case, they are approaching us to do a kind of analysis. And best part is this all analysis part and other things are almost free. So we're not charging. In fact, we are helping them with a lot of ERPs developed by one of our partners, which is coming for free. We have a lot of automation tools, open source automation tools, which are used in a shared environment. So it's costing less than 10% if they do it on their own. So all these tools are there in place. So there are a lot of things we can help them out with. I mean, details are already there on the website, so they are already visiting. And we started just 2 months back, so it's too early to, tell you the numbers.
Yeah,
but still, at least even if you're able to help 10 of the SMEs, it's a big success for us. We are saving lives, we are saving organizations. Yeah.
So you talk about the virtual CFO or the shared CFO concept, but it's like I'm outsourcing a critical function of my company to an external, to a third party. You are not employed by me really, like you are sitting somewhere else, or anyways, everybody is remote today. But you are not really part of my company, my organization, and I am relying on you for such a critical function as my finance and accounts. So, what risks do you see in this model?
Yeah, so of course there had been couple. I mean, it's not something new we are doing. So it's old practice already. I mean, since almost 20-25 years, there are a lot of companies who are established in these kind of models. But yeah, there is certainly a risk if you are going with without a due diligence to any person, without knowing the person, without knowing the company. Definitely there are a lot of protections from like non-disclosure agreements, or you can get into a lot of different kind of indemnity and other things with the company when you are actually skeptical about those things. But that's where, see, when you are getting the audit done, when you are getting any financial and signatures done on any of the certificates, it's all getting certified by a chartered accountant who has a registration number, who has a membership number, who are registered with the ICAI, the institute. So that is some backup for these people. That doesn't have a member institute, so they are authorizing only these people to certify loan or whatever happens in finance. Could say the customers are, allowed to do whatever measures they want to take, because we had been working in multinational environments, so we of course know the, both sides. So there are a lot of challenges as well. There are a lot of people who claim to be something and they do something else. So definitely we have those kind of protections in place. We encourage people to sign a non-disclosure agreement. We encourage the people to get into data privacy agreements and all these things for protection of their data and protection of their records in future. But certainly, I mean, to be frank here, it's not a time when you just get scared because somebody is not on your payroll. Because see, what you can do with somebody is you're on a payroll. What is the protection available with you? Maximum is the person's KYC, right? You have their ID card, their address proof, that's it, nothing else. What if that person, and it happens, very often it happens, that person leaves the job, they start their own startup on a similar model, they do better than you. It happens, it's very normal. So actually, it's, in human behavior, there's no protection available. It's all the game of mind. But, yeah.
Okay. So you think that this this virtual CFO or the shared CFO model, yes, so of course right now everybody is working from remote, but do you think that this shared CFO model, and since everything is going to be remote, and here, so you have seen this working already, that such a model wherein somebody who is just remotely looking at your accounts or your finance and is able to be at par with a scenario wherein yes, you have somebody working very much with you, or maybe not sitting next to you, but yes, maybe
Yeah.
reachable that way.
Yeah, so see, it's not me who is claiming this. Just to give you some more data, in terms of you must be reading newspaper and watching news nowadays. So I think at least I have noticed minimum 25 to 30 CFOs have got changed for
Okay.
big companies. I'm telling you, who gets a recognition in the newspaper. Wherein groups are changing their CFOs, they're replacing with someone else. CFOs are changing their jobs. So some of the known CFOs, the recent one, the Indian lady who was appointed for GE Motors, she has changed. So there are a lot of changes happening across the globe. It's not very normal. It doesn't happen in a normal weather. That's all happening because the role of CFO itself has changed, completely dramatically changed. Earlier, the role of CFO was looking at the data, looking at the regulations, whether you are meeting the regulatory requirement or not, giving the reports to auditor, filing it, maximum to the getting the funds for the company. That's enough. That's it for the CFO. Nowadays, all these things have got secondary. The first thing companies are looking at, the person should be agile. He should make our business, he should bring agility for our business as well. The person should be bold decision maker. The person should be tech pro. He should not be traditional, thinking from the traditional approach. There are a lot of new things adding up to a role of a CFO. It's no more the traditional CFO role when you call it CFO, first of all. There is a survey done by Wall Street Journal in US which claims that there are more than 30% of startups within US who are on hunt for a CFO for the first time in their history, because they want a full-time CFO now, or they want a CFO now for their business. So that is first time happening in the history, in US. 30%, that's a large number, because many of them would already have it. So is it all happening, suddenly through some extra power? Of course not, because businesses are realizing now there's nothing much to save. You can save only if you have something to save. So all they're looking at new, and you have live examples. I can give you 100 of examples. It's all around us. In terms of, you must have seen Indigo, for example. Have you heard their story?
Yeah, what's about?
Have you heard how Indigo has transformed its operations recently?
Oh, I
Indigo.
have, yeah, I have followed it, but maybe you can
Exactly.
share it.
See, when all the airlines companies are on their toes, they are about to die. They have already spent everything. This company has reported largest ever revenue in 1 month in August 2020 in their history. How come it's possible when their flights are not even operating?
Yeah.
So that's where a role of agility kicks in. So that a normal traditional CFO or CEO, if you ask them, they're not even thinking about it. Most of the airlines, right? These people have in a cargo and chosen a lot of new overseas locations. And in fact, the cabins where you and me were sitting while traveling, those cabins are used for transferring the cargo to different countries. And the entire income, the entire revenue, in significant revenue which is booked, which has clocked this highest ever turnover, had come from that particular vertical, which is completely a different vertical, right? Till 2019, even Indigo could not think of it, that they could do something like this.
True.
All of a sudden, within 6 months, they have thought of it, they have planned it, they have transformed it, and for getting this, largest ever revenue, how much capacity they have utilized till now, it's only 30%. Only 30%. Think of what if they go, and still they were the largest airlines, in India in terms of passengers. And it's not they have stopped the passenger service. But since the aircraft are leased out, normally most of the airlines company, they don't have their own aircraft, right? It's leased out. So they have to pay mandatory rent. They have to send it for maintenance. These costs you cannot optimize. You cannot control it. So only option left was you have to get your revenue. Otherwise you are screwed up. So actually that was a brilliant idea. Somebody would have thought about it, planned it very well and converted on the ground. And that has completely changed the shape of the company. Another example you would have seen of Alok Industries, which was almost bankrupt. I don't know if you know about it. And as soon as Reliance took it over, till January, India has not even produced one single PPE kit in India. 100% was imported from China, which was a substandard quality. We were paying more than $30 for each of PPE kit, which was a mandatory thing for our healthcare workers. And now, at this point of time, India is a net exporter for PPE kit. This company alone is producing more than 1/5 of India's production in PPE and costing less than $8, better quality, lightweight. You have a lot of examples around us here. Company like Zomato delivering the grocery, company like Uber delivering the grocery. True. You came up with this idea at the very right time. That is one of the best examples. So you have to think with an open mind, and that's where you need people with a new mindset. You don't need traditional CFOs anymore who can check your accounts whether it's correct or not. And if you want that, they are in a scarcity. So of course, one, you can't afford it. Second, they can join you because since you are a startup, they are not required for you full time. If they are able to give 10 hours in a week, that would be enough for you, maybe, for a startup company. So they could serve 5 more companies at the same time. So virtual CFO is going to be at least the future that I can bet on it. Looking at the global trend for SMEs, not for the big companies, for SMEs, definitely it's something going to be a game changer.
Oh, very interesting. Thanks for sharing these anecdotes as well. Very pertinent and I think interesting examples. These shows definitely that doesn't matter what's going on in the world. You can still you have to go on, and you can make use of whatever adversity it is, and that's what I think. That's what defines an entrepreneur. That you are faced with possibly the worst of the situations and everything going wrong, but then you are able to turn it around. I think that's,
exactly.
That's what an entrepreneur is. Yeah.
I'll ask you a question now.
Sure.
Where from you got the idea for this Super Pro? What was the motivation?
Thank you. Yeah, I love talking about it. So, for me, since last year itself, I've been thinking out. So I've been following video for quite some time, and AI. I have worked a lot in the last 1 decade, and I've been. It's been in my head that yes, someday it's going to happen that live video will be part of our everyday's life, and someday we'll see video calls becoming the default media. So that was in my head that okay, someday it will happen, and I was thinking maybe it will happen in 2 years or 3 years of time. When lockdown happened, that was the trigger. That's when I realized that yes, it's going to happen now. if ever it was going to happen, it's going to happen now. Else it will never happen. And that's why we started seeing the shift wherein all of a sudden everybody started saying, oh, let's meet over a Zoom session. I'm sending you a Meet link. That's why we realized that everybody will start using it. And that's where we identified the opportunity. So imagine all of these tools which are there, Zoom and Meet, these are just video conferencing tools. So these
Right.
will definitely these are good to see each other and have the meeting. But when we
Right.
talk about service, then very simple. It's like if you want to deliver a consulting service, you want to deliver a coaching service, or you want to deliver a training service online over a video call. It's not just the video call that you need. Yeah, you need a lot more things around it. For example, yes, you need a simple way that okay, where do people find me? Where do people register for my session? You need a simple web page. You need a way wherein you don't end up manually finding the schedules and telling people that oh, you join at 2 p.m. and you join at 4 p.m. because I'm not free in between. Yeah, you can't do it manually. It's stupid, and that's where we realize that you people will need a complete suite of different tools which make lives super simple for people so that you can focus just on one thing, delivering your service. So you just so that's what which happens with our super pros. When somebody books you, you just get a mail, and all you have to do is just click on the link and be there at the time of the call. Nothing else. You don't have to worry about उसको रिमाइंडर गया होगा क्या, अरे कहीं उसको गलत लिंक तो नहीं चला गया, इसका पैसा आया है या नहीं आया है, right? All of these things you don't have to worry about at all. Yeah. So that's where we said, yeah, this is a good time.
Yeah. Actually, it is the best time for both sides.
Yeah. No, in fact, one thing which we didn't realize ourselves is how this can help businesses or communities. This idea, in fact, came from one of my friends only, and then we realized that yeah, it makes a lot of sense for any business. So, and I'll say even like Chartered Times, for example, any business wherein you have a community and you have a set of experts and you have a set of people who are following these experts, then it becomes
Right.
very simple. You don't have to build these things. You don't have to build scheduling. You don't have to integrate video call. You don't have to worry about collecting payments. You just use SuperPro, build your business network, and we take care of everything. And everything is automated. And till date, we have got already 10 businesses on board, and which will be going live over next couple of weeks. So that's where we see that we again become a super enabler for all such communities and businesses.
Right. And it's pretty simple. You don't need a login ID and password and everything for attending something. It's simply
Yeah.
one click and exactly. It's a game changer. So you had a lot of things for low end works like I've seen Freelancer, Upwork, and these kind of websites where people are exchanging the talent. They are doing something for someone. But if you talk about professionals, about experts sharing their knowledge or wisdom or whatever it is, even education related stuff, there's not even a single platform which deals with everything together, and so easy to use. So I think it has to go a long way.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you,
start.
Shamit. Thank you.
Let's start. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah, we have 5-6 minutes left, I'll say. Guys who are attending, any questions? Any questions from the audience side? Please feel free to put in your questions in the chat box. Now that's again typical of it. What I see. The moment you have a CA, the only thing that comes to your mind really is returns के लिए कोई चाहिए. I mean that's the default thing that comes to people's mind really. But it's very interesting. We honestly, I never thought that on SuperPro we'll be having CAs. Yeah, I never thought about it. We had things in mind like we have coaches, we have trainers, we have experts. Never occurred to us that it will be CAs, and very interesting that now we are getting connected to CAs. In fact, our own CA, yeah, he is Mohit. So Mohit bhai, in case you are watching this, yes, I'm sharing your info here. So he was very reluctant to use it, but he tried it out, and at a similar webinar which he was delivering at one of the IIMs, he just put in his Super Pro page link there, and he received 6 calls the next day, out of which he said 2 of them resulted in business for him. So he said this stuff is wonderful. Yeah. Although it's like it is not that obvious. You don't see अच्छा ठीक है पेज बनाया हमें लिंक दिया बस क्या होगा. Otherwise, because what you see is that I'm available on LinkedIn, I'm available here, there. If people want to talk to me, yeah, they can. But what you don't realize is it's not easy. And that's where when you share this link, it becomes so easy. People who really want to talk to you, they will take that effort of putting that information and booking a slot. So that's where we realize that yes, for CAs as well, we have a value proposition, and we have got now validation from to CAs already. In fact, I can already share next week as well. We are going to feature a very a prominent CA as well. Who we got connected over LinkedIn, and yeah, he's again a very accomplished CA, has been in the industry for quite long, and he also liked the format. So yeah, we see all of a sudden that yes, we know never thought about CAs, but now we have CAs. So yes, really great.
That's how it will evolve, Gaurav. So when you get into a business, probably we have, only certain thoughts which we have on our own. When you get into the real field, you get to know a lot of things. Okay, this is also another benefit. This is also another opportunity. So it's similarly it happened to Charter Times. As I said, 10 years back, we had a vision of only the knowledge sharing, helping people with their upskilling the knowledge. That's it. And that's also for a proper segment, only for the financial people, CAs, CS, not beyond that. Now, what we are looking at, in fact, helping everyone out there, even non-finance people, even other industries, businesses. So it all came when you get into this. So probably, yeah, that's how you have to do. You have to experiment it for one time. You don't have to think, okay, only this I can do, so I should not be doing it. So if you have an opportunity to get into, you should actually jump and then see what is happening, rather than just thinking from outside.
Sure. Oh, great. So I have one. Since there is no question from audience right now, I'll ask one question.
Yes.
What's the way ahead or the path forward now? What are you focusing upon?
See, I spoke about only Charter Times here. So just to give you a couple of more insights quickly, we are working simply on making the solutions for all the problems which are universal. So we have a couple of more products, in development phase, wherein we are transforming couple of things which are till now unstructured or offline. We are trying to make it digital. So of course, it's with help of a lot of IT partners we have and other people. So completely different from this, but the ultimate goal for Charter Times or for me is somewhere down the line, 5 years, 10 years down the line, I should be known for solving the problems of people. People should tell, when somebody meet walking somewhere, they should not know how much net worth I have, but at least they can say, you have solved this problem. I was facing this challenge, and because of you, I could do this. So that kind of enabling capability I want to earn as much as possible through all my efforts.
Yeah, I can already see, written here, Shammi, the enabler. really,
it's too early, but yeah, that's a vision.
No, great. It's like, yeah, we can't achieve anything unless we have a grand vision. That's where it starts, really. So great. With this, we'll close today's session, Shami.
Thanks, Gaurav.
Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for being there. I hope you enjoyed. I can say for my that yes, I definitely enjoyed the session. Whatever you shared, I'm sure our audience also enjoyed, and so those who would be watching it on YouTube later on, please put in comments. Please share what you think about this Pro Talk, and of course, if you want to reach out to Shami, he's very much on Super Pro. The link is there in the chat, and the link will be there in the YouTube description of the video. So don't hesitate. Shami is all there. As I said, Shami the enabler. He is there to listen to you, to solve your problems, to help solve your problems. So please feel free to reach out to him.
Thank you, Gaurav, and big thanks to your team as well. A super team. Seriously, the way they coordinated for everything, it was superb, mind blowing. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Shami. Have a great rest of the day. Good night.
Keep in
Great
touch.
rest
Bye
of the
bye.
week.
Same
Great.
to you.
Thank you all. Good night. Bye bye. Take care.